Welcome to this episode of Outside Fun, where we'll be taking a look at the birch tree. There are several different species of birch, and each one has their own use. The three species that I'm most familiar with are white birch, otherwise known as paper birch, yellow birch, otherwise known as swamp birch, and black birch, otherwise known as sweet birch. Black and yellow birch trees contain wintergreen oil. This oil can be utilized by tapping the trees for their sap, or by boiling the young twigs to make a wintergreen flavored tea. This is helpful to know, especially during the cold winter months. Black birch has a stronger wintergreen flavor than the yellow birch, but both are of good use. These species of trees often grow together in moist, well-drained soil. The white birch was first used by the natives for its paper-like bark. The bark was used to make skins for canoes, shelters, bowls, and cups. Keep in mind, though, that every tree needs its bark, and so stripping it of its bark will most likely kill it. So it is best to use the bark from a tree that's already been felled, or one that is already dying. However, in a survival situation, it's whatever you can find. On one of my treks through the bush, I came across a yellow birch, which is the focus of this episode. The bark of a yellow birch tree looks a little more rough and ragged than other birch tree bark. As you can see, the bark is curled and tattered, and has a yellowish tinge that shines like faded bronze in the sunlight. And as with any birch tree, the grains of the bark run horizontally. So, after identifying this tree as a yellow birch, I gathered a handful of young twigs. A healthy twig will be very flexible and hard to break. If the twig snaps off easily, it is dead and won't taste very good. When I gathered what I needed, I put the twigs in a pot of water and boiled them for 15 to 20 minutes to make yellow birch tea. Since it is yellow birch, the tea will be mild in flavor as compared to the stronger wintergreen flavor of black birch. So in this case, with the yellow birch, only boil enough water to fill a mug or two. If you want to make more yellow birch tea, you'll probably need to fill the entire pot with twigs instead of gathering just a handful. As the tea boils, the water will turn light red in color. Once you're done boiling the tea, remove the twigs and pour yourself a cup of wintergreen flavored yellow birch tea. As I mentioned earlier, the flavor of the tea is mild. In fact, it is the mildest wild tea that I've had to date. But it is still very good. It has a slight wintergreen flavor with a hint of campfire. If you like today's episode, anything to do with wild edibles, survival techniques, or log cabins, then please feel free to subscribe. Thank you for watching.